Welcome, beautiful people, to another episode of the Zodiac Reset. I'm your host, CJ. Today, I want to speak directly to those of you who feel the world in high definition, who sense every nuance, every undercurrent, and yet you move through life wearing the cloak of composure. If you're the one at work who's always got it together, the parent who steadies the emotional waves at home, or the friend others lean on because you seem unshakable, this episode is your invitation to embrace the power that lives in your depth, rather than hide it away. And with Scorpio's energy guiding us, we're stepping into the fire, not to burn, but to rise. Because Scorpio isn't just the scorpion, it's the phoenix, the transformer, the part of us that knows, even in the ashes, we are never lost. I want you to tell me if this sounds familiar. You're in a meeting. Someone says something that rubs you the wrong way, but not a flicker of emotion crosses your poker face. Hours later, at home, you're helping with homework, and an innocent question from your child triggers a wave of emotion you can't name. You've trained yourself to process everything quietly and privately. Work stress, family dynamics, even personal growth. And that's because the world hasn't always felt safe for your intensity. And yet, that emotional depth, that quiet fire inside of you, it's not a flaw. It's your source. Scorpio, the 8th sign of the Zodiac, invites us into emotional truth. It's fixed water, steady, unwavering, committed to the soul's evolution. While Taurus roots us in the material, Scorpio roots us in transformation. This energy doesn't just feel, it alchemizes. It takes raw, tender truths and turns them into insight, integrity, and resilience. But here's the challenge. Most spaces aren't built to hold that level of depth. At work, family gatherings, or even in intimate partnerships. So we compartmentalize. We become expert shapeshifters, calm in the crisis, grounded for everyone else, while our inner world stays tightly sealed away. It's a survival skill, but over time, it costs us. That inner fire doesn't vanish. It accumulates. It smolders. It shows up as fatigue, irritability, disconnect, or that strange sensation of being in your life, but not with it. It's not that you're broken. It's that you've been burning without release. Let me share a moment from my own life. Work was insane, as usual. My child was navigating tricky social dynamics at school. Needless to say, he was moody and cranky. I was under-resourced, tired, but of course I was doing what I always did, holding it all together, staying calm, being predictable and dependable, or so I thought. Then one night I cooked dinner, And my son pushed his plate away and said, "I don't want that." And I snapped. Not the heavy sigh or the eye roll or even quiet correction. I thought to myself, of all the nerve, how dare you? And I yelled, louder than I meant to and harsher than I'd ever been. "You are going to eat this food. It's dinner and that's it." We were both shocked. His eyes cut wide. He looked at me like he was thinking, "Mommy's gone crazy." He'd never seen me that mad before, and I was mad, not angry. And I couldn't take it back. I felt the shame immediately. I apologized to him and took a step back as I was hit even harder with the truth underneath. It wasn't about dinner, obviously. But not so obvious is that it was about me carrying more than I was willing to admit. Perhaps more than I could even handle. It was about the cost of refusing to feel until those emotions chose their own exit. And my son paid the price for my suppression. But looking back, it was the burn I needed to rise. The phoenix doesn't rise in spite of the fire. It rises because of it. That moment didn't destroy me. It initiated me. I began to see that my intensity was never the enemy, but my denial of it was. What burned that night was the belief that strength equals silence. What emerged was someone far more whole. Not perfect, but honest. And in that honesty, I found my way back to myself. So here's your invitation, your Scorpio reset. Set aside 10 minutes today. No distractions, no analyzing, just feel. Journal, record a voice note, or simply sit quietly with your eyelids closed. Whatever your language of release is, let it speak. This isn't about dramatic release. It's about emotional truth. Let what's under the surface rise, not to be managed, but to be met. So what's the next step, you ask? Realize that your depth is not dysfunction. You are not too much. You are not unstable. You are wired for depth in a world that often clings to the surface, to the superficial. You feel what others miss. You see what others gloss over. That doesn't make you difficult. It makes you transformational. Like the phoenix, your emotions don't just burn, they rebuild. They create new ground, stronger, clearer, wiser. Here's what I've learned so far. You can be professional and passionate. You can lead with calm and honor your own storms. You can hold space for others without abandoning yourself. You can be grounded and still have fire. Most importantly, you can rise again and again and again. Each time more yourself than before. So I want you to check out the link in the episode description. for your Scorpio Depth Integration Toolkit. In it, you'll find a few practical tools, such as how to process intense emotions without drowning in them. Also, the difference between emotional overwhelm and emotional honesty. And lastly, you will find 3 powerful ways to honor your sensitivity in professional settings. These tools aren't about control, they're about embodiment. And so next time on the Zodiac Reset, we'll explore Sagittarius energy and how to expand with intention without bypassing your current reality. Until then, remember, your depth is not a burden. Your emotional intensity is not something to fix. It is fire. It is fuel. It is the beginning of your next rise. Shine bright, stay aligned, and I'll see you next time.